I have had what I call an executive
The
session.
new progressive raw talk show discussing current hot political and social topics. The host is Dicey. www.candortalk.com.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today. This is a happy little Wednesday. This is actually going to be a special edition of Candor Talk Live. I'm your host, Dicey, and we thought it was imperative that today we actually did a special show before we did our makeup show for Sunday. Unfortunately, we were unable to do the show on Sunday, and we thought we were going to be able to make it up on Monday, but we unfortunately were unable to make it up on Monday. So today we are going to be making the show tonight. However, it was important that because our show was already scheduled and it was already set up in such a way where, we already know what the content, the topics were going to be about, and there were certain things that we wanted to make sure that we discussed today in the show. We didn't want to forget about or fail to discuss in depth what we think has been so monumental, which is what the Democrats are doing today on the House floor. The Democrats have started a sit-in. Basically, a revolution is happening right now on the House floor. The Democrats, led by Congressman John Lewis, legendary John Lewis. He marched with Martin Luther King. He was injured in the Civil Rights Movement. He was arrested during the Civil Rights Movement. Legendary, very, very legendary congressman from Georgia. He led the movement, and I'm going to play what he said in the very beginning when they started this sit-in. But basically what the Democrats have done is they have gone to the floor, and they're sitting in the floor until they get a vote on common sense gun control. What people are so frustrated about, which is so annoying, is that there's a myth centered around this gun control debate. What people are the people who are pro guns, what they're saying is, you're not going to take my guns away. Hello, shitface. No one's trying to take your guns away. That is not the purpose of common sense gun regulation. That's not the purpose of it. The purpose of it is to make sure that the crazy bastard that went in and killed all those innocent people in the Pulse nightclub doesn't get a gun. A guy who had the symptoms of somebody who would likely be exactly who he ended up being, a mass murderer. A person like that, we don't want to get guns. And right now there's a problem with the law where even somebody who was on the terrorist no-fly list, which means you cannot fly a plane.